Hello and welcome back to the channel. My plan is to ride the Morbidelli C1002V on a long haul motorcycle test. That means I'm going to take it on a 287 mile road trip. What's around a 5.5 hour bike ride on a really good day. But there is a little bit of a twist, because I've promised to attend as a VIP a motorcycle bike night, and that is down at Chapter 1 Diner in Cornwall, where they've actually added the Helmet Head breakfast to their menu. So I've got to be there by 5:30 p.m. And to add to that, I've even put on my Patreon site that I'm going and inviting anybody on there who wants to ride with me to come along. So I've now got a couple of stops to make on the way. But the most important thing, it means that I get to test this bike. If the saddle is comfortable, luggage, we don't very have much of that, but we get to test this bike to see what it's like on a mammoth road test. And we are off, and straight away on the comfort level, I'll show you my setup later. I'm not sure how well this is going to work, but what I have done is put on some special pants. You know, the ones that make you feel like you've pooped yourself, like you're wearing a diaper, those special motorcycle pants, just for that little bit of extra comfort. Generally don't think they work at all because I've tried it before, but I just thought let's give that a go. So general comfort setting off, of course, is absolutely spot on. Now I've got a full tank of fuel. I've got my first stop in, there's 140 miles. There's a services near Bristol. That's my first plan. Let's see if I can get this 140 miles done. And then I'll go through exactly how I've got this set up, what's got my laptop, clothes and everything in. Right, let's hammer down some miles on the mighty steed. And let's hope I don't get too cold on the way. But the sun is up and it's 8 in the morning, so it should be good. Now we have hacked down about 40 miles on the mighty steed, and we're on the M6 and we're in that really rubbish bit where they've got the average speed cameras. So of course we need to be sensible about our speed, like you always should be, of course. Never that I go over the speed limit at all in any way, not proven or guaranteed. Now the thing of it is, we've got cruise control on this bike, so I can literally press the button on the side and I can set cruise control, and we know we're not going to go past that, and also it gives this hand that second of rest that we all like. And you can also increase your speed by pressing the plus button as well, so we can get bang on 70 miles an hour and then just chill. Yeah, this is going well. Good old mighty steed, good old mighty steed. Well, I've just covered about 150 miles on the awesome bike, but my tailbone and my arse was definitely hurting. Doing that kind of mileage, you definitely need more brakes. But what I have done is met up with the first people that are going to ride with me down to Chapter 1 Diner for the bike night. So let's get their impressions of the mighty beast. So this is Mike. So Mike, you've actually sat on this bike in a dealership before, if I'm right.
Yes.
But what's your first impression, especially with me pulling up looking ultimately sexy and cool?
It does look pretty cool, I must admit, which is the reason why I sat on it in the first place. But yeah, it's quite a beastie looking dark horse sort of thing, isn't it?
It looks like, for me, it's Batman's bike. So it's got that kind of like Dark Knight stealth style thing, and it also has a stealth mode.
Does it?
It does. It's proper cool. But the big question is, would you spend £9.5 grand to buy that bike?
On looks, quite possibly. Just on looks itself, I'd have to test ride it to be sure, because that's a lot of money.
There's a lot of money in it, but it's got a lot of toys. And the thing of it is, because I've ridden that one, they might sell that one to you for about 12.5 grand.
12.5.
Because I've ridden it.
Nah, it's got to be more than that, surely.
Should we say $1 million?
No, I think you're being greedy now.
Pushing it. Right, our plan now is to head to the next location. So we're going to ride down here. Someone's going to join us. I believe they're going to wait for us on a bridge. That's quite cool. Then we're going to pop to a very special YouTuber who's going to be making us bacon batt and non-alcoholic beer. That's the promise. What I think's about, I don't know, about 45, 50 minutes away. So let's jump back on the mighty steed. Let's get some more miles under our belt.
Okay, so we've got 46 miles, about an hour and 5 minutes to our next destination. I'm glad I've had a little stretch because my bum's feeling that little bit better instead of pounded. But so far, even going through rain and everything, it's doing well. The good C1002V is feeling quite legendary, and I've got to be honest, I do feel pretty cool, and I did feel super awesome rocking up on this bike. Right, let's get this 46 miles out the way. Let's go to the world famous YouTuber's house and have some bacon butters. Right, back on the M5, we're currently near Bristol. Let's keep motoring, let's release the beast, and let's have some fun.
So we've arrived at our next destination, and as I said, we're going to go to a famous YouTuber's house for a bacon butty. Now this is TJ, you probably already know who he is, but just in case, what's the name of your channel?
Life in the Shady Lane.
And he's well famous, you've been on quite a few films, just name a few.
Well, the Search for Sausage, Part 2.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've had a very lordly weekend in Yorkshire with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name some big films.
Big films. What, that I've been in or on?
Oh, go.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
World War Z.
Yeah.
That's about it, really.
Dallas. Debbie.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Okay, we won't talk about that. Well, we are here.
Somerset. Yeah.
Was it Sally?
No.
No, it wasn't Sally then. It was an actress, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
all right.
going to say that.
So we've arrived here, and you're going to come with us for the bike night tonight, and then we're going to do a little bit tomorrow as well.
Yep.
But most importantly, we're here to check out the bike. So I'm going to get your first impressions of this absolute beast.
Let's go.
You ready?
Yeah.
So, TJ, this is the Morbidelli C1002 with the big V, right? First impressions, go.
I like it. It looks nice. It looks comfortable. It looks sleek, clean. So far, it looks Italian.
It does look Italian.
It does look Italian.
Nothing about a Chinese engine.
No.
Pure Italian.
No Chinesian to be seen here, people.
Now it's quick, right? This is nearly 1,000cc. I think off the top of my head now, it's 997. It produces 63.8 brake horsepower. Okay. But they're really clever because what they do is they put it in like kilowatts or something called wattage. So it's like a 1 million kilowatt hour engine to make it really big. But the biggest question is, right, how much do you reckon it's worth?
I reckon it's worth... That's a good question. Something like that's going to do you what? If you were buying Indians and Hollies, you'd be paying 18, 19 grand, wouldn't you?
Yeah. If it's Italian, so it's even better.
It's even Italian. So if you're paying Ducati money, you're looking over 20, aren't you?
20 grand. You ready? Ready for this?
Yeah, go on.
9.5 grand
Joking.
on the road. Wow. 9.5 grand. The biggest question is, are you sold?
I need to change the badge. You need to change the badge.
You don't like the badge?
No, it needs to be more Italian.
What do you reckon the badge actually stands for?
Morbidelli Bike People.
Close enough. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to have a bacon butty, and then I'm going to have a non-alcoholic beer because he's supplied me with non-alcoholic beer. And we're going to hit the road. We're going to head on the road. We're going to do that thing where we ride down the road. But how far do you reckon it is now?
2.5 hours.
Bloody hell. Right, okay, let's get on the road. Hope my butt can continue because, yeah, it is a little bit sore.
Put all your stuff away and check out for the day. There's no time to waste when it's 100 degrees.
Okay, so the bike from the fuel light being on, and it's done about 200-ish miles, has cost £24.87 at the current cost of fuel. That, to be fair, isn't too bad, is it? Isn't too bad at all for a big 1000cc, or 997. So our plan after leaving the petrol station is to go most of the way now on the A30. It's 124 miles, should be a little bit more fun. and there is now 5 of us bike wise from when I set off by myself, because we've just had two-wheeled auto twit, also known as Paul, that you would have seen many times on my channel, but check out two-wheeled auto twit on YouTube. He's just joined us and I didn't even know he was coming. Was quite cool. Right, let's have some fun on this awesome beast. So as we're now cruising, I wanted to go through a couple of the other things about the bike. Now, as far as I'm aware, there is no kind of luggage options currently available for this bike, and there's nowhere to strap a wet bag, dry bag on the back of the bike, what means that I'm having to use my rucksack. But there is a plus side to it, because it's got that humped seat. My rucksack is currently sitting on the hump, what takes all the pressure off my back, so it's just strapped here to keep it on. So it kind of works. You don't really need to go out and buy all that luggage as long as you're only packing nice and light. But yeah, they could do with getting some luggage sorted probably, but you can get away with it. That's the most important thing. Now, with the 2 stops that I've had, what I'll say is this bike seems pretty good. We've got literally 100 miles now to go until we reach our destination. And what I'm finding is, I know I've said it, my only complaint is definitely the seat. I do find that uncomfortable on a long run, but getting off twice and having that stretch, what you do anyway on these big journeys, it's not too bad. Regards to my feet in position on this long haul ride, because we've got these lovely long boards, I can put my feet right forwards and kind of stretch out, and then of course I can bring them back and have it in that more kind of sporty stance. But I've got room to move around, so I'm not getting that kind of leg ache down my legs whatsoever at all. And the bar positioning, because it's very neutral for the way that I'm sat, and it's not got a massive reach on it, so I've got a nice bend in my arms, I'm finding that quite comfortable. At this point I was expecting to get more sort of shoulder pain, arm pain and leg pain, but I'm not. So for the long haul I'm getting more and more impressed. Now the engine, the sweet V-twin engine, is giving me plenty of power. I've done a few overtakes of our groups, and overtaking the group, what I find is it's just a blip of the throttle and there's plenty of power. That 94.8 horsepower does come into play. Now lower speeds, there's a little bit of twitchiness in regards to the throttle. It does like to be moving, definitely, but then all cruisers do. And also having this TFT display with all of its information is really handy on these long trips. So for fuel, if I tap on the information, I can see my range, and it said literally it's almost a full tank. I've got 245 miles left in it, which just that extra peace of mind to know when you look at your fuel gauge thinking, oh, am I going to make it to the petrol station or to my hotel before I need to fill up? I've got that kind of information, and having that clear gear display to know when you're cruising on going, oh, I've got another gear to pop it into 6 and I can cruise, is also super handy. But I love that. I love the display. It's got all that information that I'm looking for, especially on a long run. But also with the information as well, you've got that tyre pressure gauge, and that tyre pressure gauge is something that I really like, because again, if I've got a slow puncture and it's feeling a little bit not perfect on the road, I can look down and go, oh, I'm losing a bit of air, so it preempts that issue before I get there. I can top it up or see if I've got a leak. What's nice, just nice, and you've got your clock, it's got everything, fuel gauge, temperature, rev counter. I like it, I really do like that. But I am comfortable and I still feel really cool. Now one of the things that, when I've been sort of stopping and talking to the group, and Paul has already turned around and said straight away at the petrol station, he went, that's a nice looking bike, and he goes, it's not normally my cup of tea, but I like the look of that. So I'm going to look forward to getting exactly what he thinks about the bike a bit later on. But he seemed impressed off the initial go, and it's a head turner. People do look at it and go, what's that? That's nice. Now one of the comments I have got is that the exhaust sound, they go, it could have been a bit louder for that style of bike, because obviously with these modern emissions they have to put in the big catalytic converters and dull down that noise. It doesn't have that real run, but when you're on it you can hear it. It sounds quite good, and I think generally, yes, it would be lovely to have that big roaring exhaust on this, you know, big beast of a machine. But really, when you're doing this long haul kind of riding, it's quite nice to have it not too loud, because I don't need to put in things like earplugs. I can just cruise and chill without that whoa in my head the entire time. So it's one of those cups of tea things, isn't it? How do you like your cup of tea? Do you like it with sugar in, nice and loud, or do you like it nice and smooth, just milk, nice and tasty? It's up to you. Obviously that's a personal thing, but I quite like it as it is. I generally do. Right, we're now down to 98 miles till we hit our destination, so we're going to be cruising down these A roads, and obviously it's quite busy, but if we get a bit of open space I'm going to give it a bit of a blast and have a bit of fun. But again, even cruising at these low speeds, it's alright. She purrs along quite nicely. Right, let's get some miles in. We now only have a few more miles to make it to the Chapter 1 diner and the awesome bike night, and the Morbidelli has served me well. This is an incredible amount of miles and it's been quite a long day. We're coming up to almost 6:30 and there's been a couple of stops and we've gone through quite a lot of rainstorms and I'm pretty soaked, but this bike just went through it without any issues at all. And we've done some miles, haven't we? We've done some serious miles, but it's time to show off this mighty beast at a proper British old school bike night. And I can't wait to get to Chapter 1 near Newquay. It's just going to be cool. Let's rock up and let's show off this mighty steed.
So, after the most amazing burger in the world, this is Carl. If you don't know, he's been on the channel about 1 million times. As you can see, the whole uniform is based off of the channel. You've got the helmet head breakfast that we're going to sample tomorrow, so that'll be in the next episode. But you've been inviting me down for a bike night for a couple of years, and I finally made it.
Yeah, and you brought the rain with you instead.
I did. It wouldn't be 11 out of 10 though, would it? It's supposed to be sunny and beautiful.
Yeah.
And this car park was supposed to be full, but most people are like, yeah, it's peeing it down, I'm not coming. Yeah. But people have come.
Yeah, we have got some.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, the biggest thing of it is, so I don't mess it up, where does everyone come? One, for the burger, but most of all for the helmet head breakfast.
It's Chapter 1 Diner, and it's in Indian Queens on the car park of Damrell's Motorbike Shop.
There you go. This is
just off the A30. Nice and easy to get to.
And if everyone comes, you can get a picture with the helmet head breakfast and Carl in this t-shirt as well. But the biggest question I've got to ask, right, so I brought this bike all this way down, and I want to know, let's face the bike so everyone can see the bike. What's your first impressions of this absolute beast?
It's impressive. It looks like something Batman should be riding.
Literally, that's what I've been saying the whole time. It is a Batman bike.
Yeah.
Now, would you buy it 9.5 grand on the road?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I would.
It's impressive.
If I had room in the garage, which I haven't at the moment.
We can sell one of yours and you can pick up that. Well, there you go. Another person. So far, everybody I've said, would you buy it, has went, yes, they would. I feel cool on it. I'm glad I've brought the bike down here. So I'm going to go and grab another coffee and relax and chat to everyone for a few minutes. But it did it, didn't it? It made it here in true epic 11 out of 10 style. So just before we head back, this is also Carl, and you've recently joined Patreon.
Yep.
And you've come all this way from millions of miles.
Yeah, whole 7
miles to come down and say hi. But the big question is, what do you think to that absolutely stunning bike?
It's a beast, isn't it? It's a lovely bike.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
The big question is, though, how much do you reckon it's worth?
It's got to be up there, isn't it? So you're probably looking at, what, 12, 13 grand?
If I said 9.5 on the road...
Can't really beat it, can you?
You can't, can you? Basically almost 1,000cc bike, V-twin with the 80.
£1 a cc then, basically.
Basically, yeah, £1. So at that price, would you buy it?
Of course, it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? It's gorgeous. So you could look like Batman. You could ride down the road, the dark night, in leathers.
That's it.
The ladies will want to stroke your leg, and you could ride that.
Oh yes.
You're sold now, aren't
Oh
you?
yeah, of course.
You're sold.
I'll have to go, when we pass me CBT, we'll go and buy one.
You should. And then you can come here and you can park it there and you can take a picture.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Another person who's sold on this mighty, mighty beast. It's time now to head back to the hotel, and then we'll just have a recap of the bike and this crazy amount of miles in one day adventure. Well, the Morbidelli C1002V on a long haul ride, it's pretty good, isn't it? It's proper impressive in regards just generally to that amazing V-twin engine with that 93.8 horsepower, basically 94 horsepower. It just pulls so well, and that's the beauty. That engine, that noise, that pull, it just can take you anywhere. Now, there is the criticism for me of the C on those long haul rides. I did find it was quite painful on the big trips, but then most bikes are, and seats are easily replaceable, or even you can get certain padding and stuff you can put on to make it that little bit better. But that engine, that sort of purr and that deep down rut of power that you've got, that run is just absolutely incredible. Now, I've covered, I reckon, over 300 miles today because I took that detour to go and see TJ and sort of the longer way around. I reckon we did 300 miles. And yeah, my butt was in pain, but I was smiling the entire time. And then everybody, right from the beginning, right up to when I rocked up at the bike night, were very much like, yeah, that's impressive. They all thought it was worth more. They were all staring at it and like, what is that? And that is the thing. When you rock up somewhere, you know people are going to be, that looks badass. It's just nice. Now, there's a few things as well you've got to think about. So currently, as far as I know, there's no panniers to go on it. You can probably get some rest over ones to put some stuff in. Like carrying a rucksack full of like camera kit and a laptop and stuff worked fine with it sat on that sort of hump at the back, taking the weight off. But not ideal. So that's something to consider if you're going to take it on a trip to stay away. Think of your luggage, etc. But for the bike, the performance is incredible. It doesn't shoot around country bends massively quickly with those massive tyres on, and the lean angle with how close you are to exhaust is pretty close. But it's just, that engine is just as sweet as it gets. And again, for 9.5 grand on the road, it's seriously impressive. Now, if you want to pick this bike up, motogb.co.uk, click on that. There'll be a link down in the description and you can pick that bike up, and like I say, you can get it delivered. And for 9.5 grand, it honestly, people will look at that everywhere you go and be, wow, what is that? It's proper impressive. So go and check that bike out, check on the link, see what deals are actually out at the minute. I think it's worth it. I'm impressed with it, and I'm looking forward to what I'm going to do with that bike next. But anyway, for now, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. And if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up because it really helps this channel grow. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care, bye-bye, and ride safe.